Hi guys, welcome to Trigger Your Truth. I'm Kristen. I came across a post today in a quote that had me kind of going backwards, if you will, and asking myself a question, which was, are you lonely? Are you lonely? Shoot, you guys. I look back and yeah, I I was horribly lonely and probably wouldn't have even thought to use lonely as the word to explain where I was at. Um, so does this quote resonate with you? It's I'm gonna slaughter his last name, Carl Jung. Oh. Loneliness does not come from having no people around you, but from being unable to communicate the things that are important to you. I mean, that's like a for me. If you've watched my past videos, I fully say out loud I was not a communicator. So yeah, lonely ultimately for me was fear around communicating, being vulnerable, and afraid of conflict. So yeah, I was horribly lonely, even though I was married with kids and family and friends and community and activities and parties and events and sports but yeah, I was lonely. I was lonely because that lack of communication for me, if someone hurt my feelings or if I was afraid of a fight, so I kept myself small to keep the peace, or afraid to stand up when I heard something that I, you know, didn't agree with. By doing that and by not communicating, then that just allowed that fear to grow. And when you're living in fear like that, right? All my subconscious reactionary behaviors then were, you know, rearing their heads and shining their big bright lights. So, of course, I would, you know, pout and run or get more competitive or talk bad about someone or something so that I could make myself feel better, or ultimately being afraid to speak and feeling alone. So it's funny how that really resonated with me, that lack of communication. It really did keep my energy stuck. And the more and more I was unable to communicate, then of course resentment would grow or shame or guilt would grow within me. And then my protective ego behaviors would rear their heads again. And the circle just kept continuing. So, yeah, I was lonely. Are you lonely? Then maybe ask yourself if you're able to communicate or if fear is stopping you. On my, spiritual healing journey, through all of that and through understanding myself and creating new habits that allowed me to quiet my mind so I could understand myself better, I did learn how to speak through this journey back to myself. I did step into more confidence. And through speaking, right? And that's all energy, then I'm able to keep my energy moving and it's not getting stuck and my ego protective behaviors aren't rearing their heads as often. And I'm able to see with a wider lens. It feels good to be able to communicate. I don't always do it perfectly. And yeah, I still get nervous. And whether or not you could see it on this video or not, I'm still nervous. But at least I have found my voice. And I really hope that you can find your voice. It's very empowering. And I'm not lonely. And my circle's smaller. And my life is not as messy and chaotic and, you know, there's a stillness with the empty nest and not as many obligations and so there's less events and less activities, but I am not alone. I feel very much one with the collective and one with myself and one with the universe and Mother Earth and it feels really good and my wish is that everyone finds their voice and learns how to communicate. And once we get better at it, it's really not that scary. And you really are able to move energy with speaking and understand yourself better. And I really hope that you ask yourself if you're lonely and ask if there's a fear of communication. That's a good question. Carl's pretty smart. Okay, Casey, you choose you. Casey is still available. Tickets are still available if you're interested in that 5-week women's group where we're going to talk about stuff like this. Link is in my bio. And yeah, if you're interested in Return to Yourself, We Are Beautifully Human, my book is still available too, and the link is also up there. And if this resonated with you, let me know. I'm just throwing it out there and obviously trying to get a little better at communicating, even if it's to a camera and throwing it out there, see where it lands. Okay. Love and light, you guys. Thank you so much. I love you. Let's let's speak. Let's speak our truth.